And record.
All right, so welcome to our Tuesday night Team Hopes and Dreams team call. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to turn it over to our amazing new FIBC. Woo! Exciting stuff. Probably going to qualify for our trip. Of course, she's going to qualify for the trip because that's what she does. The year and qualifies for all the fun stuff. And so excited to hear how she pulled this off.
Yeah, let's see how I pulled it off at the very end, huh?
Yeah. At the midnight hour.
Midnight hour. I said, oh, by the way, I was so tired at the very end, entering in the last person's order. I literally could barely see. And then Joy and I were waiting. And I don't recommend you waiting this long. Like, I should have worked a little harder this summer. But now I know. But Joy and I were just like waiting to see it say FIBC to make sure, because we didn't know yet. They were like, okay, you could just qualify in December. So, but oh my God, was that a happy smile? Joy, your smile. Joy texted me a smiley face. It was.
I'm a little disappointed because I was on it last year at the time at the midnight hour when you were trying to hit for the trip.
Yes.
So I didn't get invited this time to watch it roll over to FIBC. I'm a little disappointed in that.
This is Joy, what Joy sent me when I hit it, and it showed.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
Love it.
Hey, Deb.
So, and just so you guys know, that's FIBC, a fully integrated business coach, is a very good position to be in. That's when you actually have started to create a stable business model for yourself. Because you've gone way beyond yourself. You can all get to ED on our own through volume, but creating FIBC is actually creating a business, and it's sustainable. ED is not a sustainable business. FIBC starts to become sustainable. We all know it takes about 12 or 13 coaches to get to FIBC. And so Jeanette's and you're probably right about at that, aren't you? About 12 coaches?
Is what?
Brought on about 12 coaches and to hit FIBC?
Well, yeah, I mean, their thing is, again, it's all numbers game, and it's easier, I feel, like your front line's easier, coaches, because you're relying on them wanting to do it or not, their work ethic, or if they don't have it, or if they put the effort into it or not. So that's why this numbers game, I think, is even bigger when it comes to coaches, because I have so many not doing anything. Like, luckily I have Monique, luckily I have Carolyn. These guys are always on these trainings, and they're going to go places. And so I guess how I made a whole list of things I want to talk to you guys about. But the biggest and first thing is following the program ourselves. Like, if we are not on it and in it to win it ourselves, excuse me, I can get some water already. Goodness. If we're not in it, how can we expect a client to be in it or on it? I'm just got to ask that question. Because they're watching us, and they're going to watch us through Facebook. People who know you personally are going to watch you and see it. So really, you start your leadership with yourself, with being on plan and on program. So that would be number one, I would say, and living the lifestyle, living out loud, letting them see you go to the gym, being with your family, your time freedom, all that. Then it's your why. Your why has to be big to make this a big business. If you don't have one, then what's going to drive you? So different people are driven by different things. It's good to not just have all this money you want to make, but what do you want the money for? What would you want to do with this money? And you can have your big house and your boat and all you want, but then what? I'm sure there's more you want. And then that comes to the give back part. So you all know I want a doggy ranch. So that's what drives me. And the fact that I can barely foster here in this apartment, because I'm in an apartment, and all these dogs come in that I want, that's my why, to get into a house really quick, so that, and then have my rescue. So that's what drives me. I think you need to be driven, and you definitely need to have grit. Anytime there's a deadline, I do nothing else but sit on that couch. And I think I put a picture in Team Hope. I just literally sit on the couch. I put whatever incentive trip is coming up. Last year it was the cruise. I literally found YouTube videos of the cruise and sat on the couch and played them and did all my work, building my front line, because I don't have enough coaches then to help me with group volume. I just called and called and called and called, or text everybody. So this was December. I did all that, sat. Everybody since I started that May. May is when I started coaching. So I had all those health assessments to call, and I did, and text everybody. And then by that time, by December, people were clients and they were referring people. And then that's all about great client support. Your 1 week call, your 1 month call with the coach, the 2 month, 3 month, all that, but also your weekly check-ins. So it's just not letting them be on it for a little while and then you disappear. If you disappear, they disappear. The only way to keep that frontline volume high is to stay connected to them. I learned this summer it can dip, but other people had great summers. So then I feel like it's like my December last year. Everybody was like, oh, it's December. You know, that's like an impossible month. Everybody's Christmas shopping and busy. No, it's best month ever, because January 1st is the biggest resolution month ever. And people have to buy at the end of December to start on January 1st. So that last 2 weeks, I think December, I brought on 23 clients last December. I think 3 or 5 of them were the first 2 weeks. The rest, literally, I stopped. When I hit it and called Dawn, because Joy didn't pick up her phone, but she would have been on the call too. I literally stopped because I'm like, how am I going to help more than 23 people? I have a day job. So I literally at 11:30, I'm like, I'm done, because I was just putting in so much time. But you have to want it. You have to have grit. So this time I put up the Baha Mar. I had the video going for that on YouTube and played that while I sat, because guess what? You're going to have to give stuff up you want to do in the fun and the playing to get this done if you want it. Like, if it's worth it to you, it has to be worth it to you. You have to want it enough to give up. What do they say, right? Give up the good for the great. So the great's going to be this trip, or the great is going to be what your business is. Even if you don't get on the trip, all this momentum, like Joy kept saying to me, if I wasn't going to make it last month, she goes, but you're going to have all this momentum. And I'm like, I did not work all year posting and reaching out and adding friends without making this. My goal last year, Donald, when you said, everybody, what is your goal? What is your 6-month goal? What is your goal next year? Right. Let's all write it down. And I did. I wrote down FIBC. And so that was my goal all year. And it's like, I'll be damned if I don't hit it. And because I took a nap all summer and fostered puppies, had a little fun, I had to make up for it this month. So with those extra hours I could have spread out nicely over time, I had to cram it in. So I don't suggest you do that, but it is possible to do it. But also it is giving up fun things sometimes to get to where you want to be. Or when you're out and about, then spreading the word and talking to people about it, constantly talking about your health coaching or the program. I mean, pretty much, I think everybody now, after a year and a half being on Facebook about it, and I literally talk to everybody, they know I'm a health coach. I would say pretty much. You can see on my Facebook page I am. My family knows, my friends know. So it's kind of fun. People who don't even like or comment, they know, they see it, because then you get these calls, they want to sign up, or they want to sign up their family. So 2 posts I did, and I think I put it in the group on Saturday or Sunday, or Team Hope. I put the guy that lost 100 pounds or whatever. 2 in shape people called me, friends of mine. One works out all the time. She's buff. She trains. It was for her sister. Her sister's overweight. And another one's vegan and in shape and works out. It was for her sister. So a lot of people reach out for their family at this time too. They love their family and they want them healthy. So don't forget them. Don't forget, just because your friends are in shape and look great, that they might have or know somebody too. Now, this is all about coaching, how I hit FIBC. I have a lot of coaches. Like I said, it does get frustrating because they don't all want it though. But the thing is I'm learning this year, with personal development and trainings and getting better, is we cannot take it personally. It has nothing to do with us if they just wanted to help one person. If that's all they wanted, that's all they wanted. They blessed their friend or their family member, and God bless them. But they're not going to be your senior coach, and it's okay. That's why we have to have so many more in the hopper, constantly talking about it. We always are talking about it. I know on our 1 week, 1 month, 2 month, all those calls, but I'm always like throwing something in there on the sly about coaching, always. No matter, it's like every day I do speak to somebody. I might not write down who I spoke to, but it is coming out of my mouth constantly. So I think you need to figure out what your why is for sure. Like have it written down, and it needs to be a big one if you have a big goal with this company. And then what rank do you want to be? If you just want to be a senior coach, awesome. But if you want to be, yes, yeah. Baba? Oh no, you can turn it off. Okay. Thanks, sorry. Our heater's on in the house and we're both like, so we're all warmed up. So figuring out what rank you want to be and then realizing certain ranks require a certain amount of work. And are you willing to do the work? So I have a dream. It's on my board. But am I willing to do the work it takes to get there? So this summer I wasn't. Like this summer I transitioned out of shoes. I went into, after 10 years, so I kind of was taking a big sigh. I was doing a lot of personal development, a lot of like audibles. I was just kind of focused on me. I was focused on, oh jeez, I just looked down and saw this. My Julia. I spent this summer getting organized. One of the things I needed to work on was clutter. I feel so overwhelmed because of all this clutter. It was in my showroom, it's in my house. So I focused on that. I focused on catching up on my taxes from 2017, 2018, and now I have a bookkeeper for 2019. She gonna be ready to go. So I realized coaches need coaches. I hired a personal trainer at the gym because I wasn't going to the gym and training, and I need to. So this summer I kind of worked on me, not really on my business as much. So that's why I had to really kick in when it got closer to the trip. So I just highly recommend Audible books. I know people are busy, so I play them in the car. That's where I play them. I don't play them at home when I'm sitting down because we have enough trainings when we're home. I play Audible books for any kind of personal development I want when I'm driving. So Sober Sis was a big one. You probably all know I loved my wine. And then I didn't know, did I want to go sober or not? And so here and there I drink, but I needed help. So then the Sober Sis thing I did and listened to all those Audible books. Whatever is going to help you actually is going to help your clients. You're going to have a client. Can I tell you how many clients I have that drink and don't want to give up that drinking during the phase one? A lot do not want to give it up. And so what I need help with, I can then help my clients, who my clients become coaches can help their clients. So it's all the work you do for you and on you can pass on to your clients and your future coaches. So I highly recommend anything you need or want to work on. Plus, they say to be a great leader, you can only be as great, right? You'll be ready when you're ready, depending on all the personal development you do. They tell us that all the time. And I took that seriously. And so I guess I'm not going to beat myself up that much about what I did this summer doing all that, because I feel such a relief having a clean house now and being organized. So those books I said, the binders I sent you pictures of this morning on Team Hope of what we were going to talk about tonight. So they're here in my bookcase. So they're not on my desk all day. Like I want to wake up to a clean, it's also about your surroundings, right? Dr. A talks about our surroundings. So waking up to like calm and being peaceful in the morning, because once we open those books, once we're ready after our gratitude and coffee and bar, whatever else we do, then we can jump in. But my health assessments were in boxes from when I moved. They were at my showroom. They were in some bags I had. They were everywhere. That's why I love my spreadsheet to keep track of clients. Because I'm horrible with paperwork. I'm just terrible. So I had to organize myself. That was one thing. And so I've been doing this a year and a half. That took me a year and a half to figure out. And I have that big binder for health assessments, the big one for clients. So, and I just put it in by their first name. I just like to do all this school kind of stuff, all their first names, all these like fun little, and then I also started, I just like to make it fun. So I got these cute little yellow stickums to show all the different times I talk to them. And that's when I know when they say it takes 7 to 12 times to speak to people, don't be frustrated if they don't sign up the first time. They're not gonna, unless they're a referral and they've been watching somebody. You're just getting the word out, and that word out can take a year. It took Joy 4 years, took me a year. You just need to hear it. Sometimes with some people, it just has to sink in. So that's the same with coaching. I'm now doing all that with coaching. First year, until I went on the cruise in March, I really didn't, I'm like, coaches, I don't know. Why do I need coaches, right? I could just do this all myself. The front line is cool. It's enough money. And then I realized that ranch that I have up on my wall is not going to happen without coaches. So the coach piece is huge. You're not going to have a big business without it. FIBC doesn't happen without it. The next rank after ED is FIBC. That will not happen without 5 coaches having 5 clients. So that is a lot more time. Again, you have to get organized with your time, because now not only do they want to and suggest a $12,000 to $15,000 frontline volume with clients and repeat clients and referrals, then you have to take care of your coaches too. And then taking care of your coaches is 1 week calls, 1 month calls, 2 months calls. So as you build, it's going to take more time. Are you going to give it that? Do you want that? And what are you going to give up now to get that later? Because you will have to give stuff up to do that. Now, I had to learn that it's okay to have fun and personal time and self-care. That was something else I worked on this summer, because all I usually do is work. But that all had to change. I had to have a life. And even though I have another job too, a sales job, I still needed a life. I still needed to take care of me, still need to get to the gym, still need to do weights, because I have pre-osteopenia, so I need to do weights so it doesn't progress. So there was a real reason to get to the gym. So that gave me a good incentive for that. So does your work ethic match what you want and what this is going to take? And do you have grit? Because the grit is just sitting down and cranking it out. And cranking it out should be fun and not like left to the last minute like I did it. But that's why they want you to do it daily, because it spreads it out. Because then you don't have to give up a whole 8 hours. Like, don't be weekend warrior with this. It's just a little, your hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, whatever you can give it every day, it does compound and add up. Because when it is time to really push, you will have a funnel of people to call, a binder of people to call. Constantly talking to people about coaching is the only way to layer. And little by little, they come on, but we don't have control of that. People will be a coach when they're ready to be a coach. Sometimes they just jump on, sometimes they don't. But I just also realize now, having coaches doing things, that as much care and love we put into clients, we have to put into coaches, because new coaches don't know what to do. They need help. Of course, there's so many emails and videos and all that. They still need care and attention. So there's that piece of it. So you're going to need time to do that. So trainings, all the trainings that we're on, definitely very important. So, and then everybody that's on here obviously knows that, because you're on this even extra one. Being overwhelmed. This can be overwhelming, all that we have to do. And if you have a day job, or if you have kids, or you have a husband or boyfriend or whatever else, or you want to get your workouts in, it's what are you doing personal development wise to work on that? So one thing for me, and this is just personally, overwhelmed was when I used to have some cocktails at night. Yeah, sure, I'd be unwound, but I'd wake up at night with a headache, so sleep was horrible, and then I'd waste hours in the morning trying to recruit from all that. So that all went away, that overwhelmness, just by being healthy. But then the clutter in my house, that overwhelmed me. Getting behind in my taxes, that overwhelmed me. And then I just froze. I literally got to a place I couldn't move forward. So that's why I just took the summer to get everything cleaned up I need to clean up. Whatever was taking up space in my brain had to leave. that wasn't important and wasn't helping my business or my day job or my working out or my volunteering. Like everything had to go, but I had to handle it. Like I had to handle what was bothering me. So I think if you're overwhelmed or feeling overwhelmed, that needs to be addressed. If you're overwhelmed, speak to your mentor, speak to your mentor coach. Maybe they can have some advice for you of what is your day, what does your day look like? And the Blanchards were great because they were the ones who said, and I was so guilty of this, hours and days and weeks and months and years I would spend thinking about things and not doing it at all, just thinking about it. So that's where when we sat down and did 10 minutes, or we do the power hours, and that's all you do. Everything else is turned off, and you have to just do that. If an hour is too long, your attention's like bing, 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 like me. I'm still trying to work on 10 minutes. And then then 20, then 30, you kind of have to build up, but you start small, but that's all you do for 10 minutes. You do get the word out, or you do your, whatever it is you need to do, 10 minutes, but get that done in 10 minutes. And then you're done with it. It's over. There's no more thinking about it. So being overwhelmed, relieving that, I think, will open up space for like helping others. You'll have more time to help people because you won't be thinking so much, not so much in your head. The 100s list. So Don, I don't know if you could pull up the, were you able to do it? He pulled this up on, was it Saturday's thing? Bill Gates. So this, they keep showing us, and Donald brought this up again. This I brought up because look how many people it starts with at the top and how many finish with at the bottom. So with this 1,200 people, he showed the plan of 1,200 people. They want us every month to have a hundreds list. So every month this year, starting now, this December, I mean, I've had lists, but I have lists with people with the same names on it. It just, I'm all over with my list. I now have it, the black binder that comes in our kit. That's my hundreds list binder. And every month I'm going to have new people on there and make sure I get through the list. They want us to get through that the first 7 days. So you have the whole rest of the month to do everything else we need to do. Every month that will be a new 100. And it's going to be your scared list, people you're scared to ask. It's going to be all your friends, family members, people that are at your school or your kids' school, people you volunteer with. That I was not doing. I do not have from this year, even though they said do a hundreds list, I do not have in my binder a clear 1,200 people I spoke to this year. So that's something I'm going to do, which is going to build my funnel to 12 to 15,000 frontline. And then you're going to get no's. So I want 900 no's. I'm not going to be upset by no's. I want them because that means I spoke to 1,200 people and 300 should sign up from that, or, around that number. So don't be afraid or worried about no's. That just means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and see how this will trickle down. The trickling down to me is coaches. Like what happens is this funnels down to, like they told us at the seminar to have 30 senior coaches. So I got that whiteboard and I put 5 rows of 5 people that I want and see as senior coaches. And then I have a 6th person. Okay, Donald, you can take that off and put all our pretty faces back. Thank you. I have, every morning I wake up to it because I don't have an office. I have, and this is something I just decided too. OptiV is in my room. My day job's over there because I had everything everywhere. Mail everywhere. I'm just like, I'm still cluttered. So again, as I go, and I don't know if anybody else has a clutter problem, but I sure do, or organization problem, is I just keep updating things and making it better and better and better. And having this pretty clean desk in my bedroom at night and to wake up to it is very calming to me now. And so I just put my Optavia stuff right here. So when I wake up, this is where my trainings, I listen to my trainings here. Any of the client support is in here. But so that's just for me, a big personal piece of it was getting organized. And then, okay, so rejection, a client, when they say no, is just no for now. You have to realize that. I mean, did you see my list? I think just one person had 7 times I've spoken to them. I don't care. If you're speaking to 1,200 people, people are going to sign up. They're not all going to sign up right away. That's why you speak to 100 people every month, 100 new people. And then of those 100 people, it's going to trickle down to who's actually going to be a coach for you. And they want us to have 3 coaches, Joy, a month, 2 to 3 coaches they want to suggest that we bring on. Okay, so that's after talking to 100 people and, every month. But those 100 people, so many sign up, and then so many are going to become coaches. So again, the whole numbers game, don't get down over rejection. Just keep doing what they say to do and reach out to 100 people. Be really good with your client support and now coach support when you add coaches. And then if you're stuck somewhere, somehow figure out why you're stuck. And if it's something you need to speak to with your mentor, or if you need to have personal development, or if you need to go see a therapist. I mean, this is all about becoming a better person. And when we're a better person, we can be the best coach we can be to our clients. And then that's going to inspire them to see. I mean, I post on there about my personal development, and that, I post stuff on Sober Sis. I post stuff I'm going through. So, because I know I'm not the only person who likes her cocktails. So I post that because it makes me real. It makes me authentic. People who also have that, too much of the wine, it makes them reach out. Like, I'm not this perfect person who never struggles. We're all human. So let's see here. And follow the leader. Follow all the great leaders. So Tiffany Howard, Doug Wood. Is everybody following on Facebook? Just hit follow all the greats. And then if you need a list of all the greats for all the newer people, we can put that in Team Hope. But you should be watching the leaders. Like, what are they posting on their Facebook feed? They got there some quicker than others. How'd they get there? So most of them, they decided for 3 years they were just going to focus on this and talk to as many people as they could. They're telling us how to do it. So I'm just doing that hundreds list. I'm just gonna break that up into the 7 days, get it all out there. Because here's what happened. In August I went to Vegas for work. I didn't finish my list. I didn't even reach out to everybody yet. It's December. That was in August. So I have to get better at reaching out to those. It's great to have a list, but what are you doing with your list? Are you actually contacting them? Okay. I think that's it, except that it was really fun to hit another rank. It got me pumped up. You get to be in another group of FIBC people. I feel like not that I was in a sandbox, but I kind of feel like I'm out of the it's like you feel like you're progressing. It's kind of fun. So it really pumped me up to keep going, and not just for the trip, but it just means I'm closer to my dream, my ranch. Because I'm like, why am I doing all this work and I'm still ED or regional? That's not going to get me where I want to go. I might as well take my board down. So I really had to sit myself down and say, girl, it's about coaches. So it's time to focus on that. And not that I wasn't, but really after the cruise in March, I really started to focus on that more and realize how important it was. And really, if you want to go anywhere, it's about coaches and building your business. So all those trainings about coaching and layering and all that, just listen to that because it takes time. So this is time in the business and how many people you speak to. That's it. That's all it is. So Joy saying, just don't stop. Just don't stop. It will happen. Keep doing what they say to do. And it will happen over time. And it's just, you're going to get frustrated. Of course you are. I think that's another reason this summer I'm done. Like, I need a break. So I took it, but I didn't completely leave. That's when I did my personal development. So I still did something that's part of the program. I didn't just disappear completely. I still did some work. I just didn't have a lot of conversations. So anyway, it just kind of happened. I sat down and I'm just like, okay, which coaches I had 3, which other 2 am I going to pump up in November and be like, let's go, let's do it. You have to partner up with them. You definitely have to partner with them, but they have to want it. They have to want it. And not everybody does. That's why you need 30 coaches, which I don't have. which Donald probably does. I'm working on. I don't have 30. You were so impressive to have so many. Remember, Donald?
Great job, Jeanette. Yeah, I mean, like we said, we know if you want to hit FIBC, if that's a goal for you, because if you're sitting at ED, which a lot of the people on this call are ED or right at ED, or have hit ED in the past, the next rank is FIBC. And the easiest way to get to FIBC is, first off, start with a high frontline volume, because the higher your frontline volume, the more opportunities you're going to have for coaches. Let's be honest, we can bring on coaches, and there will be people that will start this business like Justin Avini's and the James Richards that come on just for the business opportunity and want to be coaches. But most of our successful coaches and people that want to coach are going to come from successful clients, because it's just natural for when they have an amazing transformation, everybody starts asking to just transition into coaching. So that's where most of them are going to come from. So if you want to get to FIBC, first thing is you got to create a high frontline volume. And then basic numbers, everything's a numbers game in this, is you need to bring on 12 to 13 coaches to hit FIBC. We try to average, a good average is 3 coaches per month. That's where you should be sitting. So if you bring on 3 coaches per month, how long is it going to take to hit FIBC? About 4 months. And that's pretty average. That's pretty standard for our company and for somebody that's fully engaged and doing the work. You should be able to hit FIBC in 4 months. And we see it happen all the time. In our organization, other organizations, that's kind of standard procedure. But those people are carrying 10 and 12,000 frontline volumes. And so, you know, that's where you need to be. If that's your goal, like Jeanette said, if that's what you want, if that's your dream, if that's what you put on your board, if that's what you put toward your goals, then those are the numbers you have to create. Because yes, it takes, let's be clear, it takes 5 coaches to be an FIBC, 5 senior coaches. So that's 5 coaches supporting at least 5 clients to be FIBC. And included in that is you have to have a minimum 6,000 frontline volume and be certified. And you also have to 15,000 in group volume. Those are the qualifications for FIBC. But in order to have 5 senior coaches, you're going to need to have 12 or 13 coaches on your team, because you're going to have 7 or so that aren't going to do anything. Because we know about 57% of the people that buy that coaching kit will never make it to senior coach. That's just the numbers. And that's okay. Like Jeanette said, we can't want that for somebody more than they want it for themselves. Just like this program. We bring people onto this program and, you know, they're not successful because they don't want to quit drinking. Okay. Then obviously you didn't want it bad enough. And I understand that, and it's okay. I can't do the program for you. I can't want it more than you do. And it's the same thing with coaching. We can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And so it's okay. It's, again, just a numbers game. Go out and find the ones that want it. Because they're out there. There's Jameel Frazier's out there that are waiting for you to reach out to them. There's Justin Avini's. There's Tiffany Howard's. There's Doug Woods. Because the thing about all those people is none of them were the people they are today prior to Optavia. Optavia is what created the person they are today. The personal development and this program and being exposed to this community is what created those people. And I love it when Dan Valentine did it a couple of years ago at convention or going global or something, where he put all the before pictures of these coaches, these amazing coaches and top leaders in our organization. He put their before pictures up there. And I mean, just, you know, that picture of Jameel in the pool in that red shirt, and Doug Wood out on the golf course can barely get the golf club around his gut. And, you know, Harold Pressenbach with his cat and his cat pajamas. And I mean, it's just the list goes on of our top leaders that, you know, it's just crazy where they were prior to this. I mean, for those of you that were at Summit, you heard Amber and Jared Smithson share their story. How Alden, he didn't have enough money to buy groceries, to buy food for their children, you know, because they had to check the bank account and didn't have enough money to buy just food for the kids. And here they are 10 years later, they're integrated presidential directors of Optavia. I think life is different today. Yeah. And it wasn't easy for them. They had a lot of obstacles they had to overcome in the beginning. But they did the work. And they did.
You know, Donald, I love that story. And I love that you brought them up because, you know, you have these rock stars, and I'm very competitive, guys. I mean, I'm going to put it out there. I'm very competitive. and I'll look at like, you know, the Dan Valentine that hit IPD in 15 months, right? And Tiffany Howard in I think 18 months or whatever. The Smithsons, 10 years, okay? But that doesn't mean they were helping thousands of people. That was just a rank. It feels good to hit them. You get the rolling consistency bonus. Jeanette's going to get another $1,000 rolling consistency bonus hitting FIBC. But you guys, full disclosure, I've hit the 10K club once in 2.5 years. Okay, I'm integrated national director in, I think, 2 years, okay? I did not have that many senior coaches when I went to FIBC. It took me, I think we figured out 1.5 years for me to hit FIBC. Everyone's going to come at a different pace. If you just touch your business a little bit. I know Jeanette said she wasn't touching her business. She was touching her business, guys. Maybe not to the level that she's used to, but that's okay. If you're just starting a couple conversations, if you're doing client support, if you're posting once a day, you're still touching your business. You're still part of your business. So we are all going to be in a different pace. I just wanted to point that out. But if you just keep going, lean into your mentorship. If you bring on coaches, you don't know what to do with them, that's what we're here for. And we all support one another. It doesn't have to even be Donald or I. We all are in this together. So if you feel overwhelmed, it's normal. If you feel overwhelmed, you're probably going through a growth spurt. It's normal, guys. I love that Jeanette trained on the clutter part. That's huge. If you feel overwhelmed, what I would do, I would just stop. I would go, I can't. Now, I'll just take baby steps. We're decluttering our house right now. I pick a drawer just once a day now. It's just those baby steps, guys. So I just wanted to throw that in there, Donald, when you brought up the Smithsons, because I love them. And they're actually on the cruise, I listened to Jared and he's amazing. And I was surprised that it took them 10 years, but it gave me hope going, that's okay, because they're still helping thousands of people. You're still creating a fabulous income. So I just wanted to put that out there, that we all will have different paces, but we're going to get there. And again, coming from corporate America, guys, we sometimes get used to hearing these salaries, $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month. That's a lot of money, guys. 10, 15, 20,000 a month. That's a lot. And that's possible here. You just keep going little by little. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. And well, let's not forget too, the Smithsons also have an integrated president's director on their team. So they may not have hit that rank, but they were creating leaders and, like Joyce said, impacting thousands and thousands of lives. So it didn't really matter because the rank is just a rank, and they were still had tremendous income and impacting tremendous amounts of lives and changing lives, and creating, like I said, leaders on their team. So we're at like 6:39. So you guys can hop off if you want. We always say you can hop off at 30 minutes if you want. But if there's anybody that has any questions about sponsoring, FIBC or anything at all, this is the time to go ahead and jump in and ask. You can unmute yourselves.
One thing else I want to say I forgot is besides making sure you're on the program and living it and feeling good yourself, don't forget what we're doing here. We're not selling refrigerators. We're not working a fast food restaurant or a hotel. We're actually changing people's lives. That's pretty cool. And I just think that's amazing. Like, to not have a background in health or go to school for any of that. We just had to get certified and be, immerse ourselves in the trainings and learn it that way. And you can change people's lives. Joy changed my life. I mean, everything about it has changed. That's pretty amazing. That's what we're doing here. So that should be part of your passion and part of your why, is getting people healthy, because America is not healthy. And I'm sure you know a lot of family and friends that are not healthy, and they have people who are not healthy. So just Dr. A wants everybody healthy so they're happier. So don't forget what we're doing here. That should be, a big part of your why while you have your little vision board.
Well, and a big part of that is when you have that type of belief factor in this incredible gift that you have. I mean, doctors, I had somebody, I had a client that was on insulin for 15 years and in 2 months got off of insulin. 15 years that doctor kept that person on insulin. Never once in those 15 years did he ever mention, oh, and by the way, if you lose weight and change your healthy eating habits, you won't need this insulin. Just kept.
That's crazy.
That's how we're gonna keep your A1C at a good level. That's give them no alternatives. And in 2 months, with like Jeanette said, no medical training at all.
Yeah,
that person off of insulin. How awesome is that?
that's incredible.
When somebody comes to you and says, "Oh God, you're doing one of those pyramid scheme things," just laugh because they just don't know. It's okay. Everybody has their concepts about what it is we do, and it's okay. They just don't know what we know. And it's up to us to try and awaken that in them. And if we can't, no big deal. Move on. Next. Just the people that are looking for us. That's it. And don't let those people have you, become disillusioned about what it is you have in your hands. You have an amazing and incredible gift that's literally going to change the face of the world. And if you listen to Dr. A at Summit, he said, 10 years from now, and this is a visionary, Dr. A is a visionary. He envisioned what's going on right now 20 years ago, and now that vision is starting to come to fruition. And he says 10 years from now, traditional medicine is going to become alternative medicine. And health and wellness is going to be how people attack disease, not through pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical industry does not want to hear that, nor do they want that to happen, and they're going to fight it all the way. But that's where the world is going. And, he's just getting ready. He's heading over to Singapore right now. You heard him on the call last night, heading to Singapore right now to launch this in Singapore. And eventually it's going to be launched in hopefully every country around the world. Because the problem and the challenge is you can't ship food into international countries like that.
So do they have to have their own plants?
They have to create manufacturing plants in those countries.
Okay.
Manufacture the food there. And so that's what they're starting to do. And,
cool.
How incredible is that? And you guys are, when you think about companies and these companies, like these amazing companies like Ford, when did Henry Ford build the Model T? Over 100 years ago, right? And look where Ford is today. So we're at the very beginning of this company, 20 years into it. Where's OptiVia going to be? What's the impact is it going to have on the world 100 years from now? When it's 100 years old, when this company is 100 years old, it's going to be a household name. It's going to be the thing that changed the world. And you guys get to be a part of that right now in the beginning. So how cool is that? So you're going to let some person that has some concept about you're in some pyramid scheme derail you from this mission you're on? Don't let it happen, because it's easy to do. It gets in our head and this chatter goes and, we start to think, well, yeah, it's kind of, it's that multi-level mark. Yeah, it kind of is, trying to get all these people. No, that's not what it is at all. Because at the end of every dollar in this program is somebody's getting help. Nobody makes one dime in this company unless somebody is getting help. And that's awesome. So bringing on a coach, how much you get paid to bring on a coach? $0. You get nothing. How much discount do you get on our program by becoming a coach? $0. You get nothing. The only time anybody gets paid in this company is when somebody gets help. And so at the end of the day, like Jeanette said, we're saving and changing lives in incredible ways. Doctors can or are willing to do. I don't know. It's crazy to me, and people just trust doctors and it's crazy, I've had people not do program because their doctor told them not to. It's like, are you kidding me? I can't argue with that. Okay, you want to listen to your doctor. I understand. I get it. I just watched it happen time and time again. So realize that's what you have in your hands here. And it's pretty amazing. So we're at 6:45.
I just want to know if anybody has questions. Yeah.
Hungry.
And somebody's hungry. Somebody got to eat.
Yeah.
Carolyn, what's going on?
What's going on, Carolyn?
I just heard that I'm hungry. That's what I was like, I'm hungry. No, I'm not hungry. I'm okay. So good words.
And you hit senior coach? Where did you hit? Are you senior coach or did you get
Yeah, she hit senior coach again.
senior coach?
again. I got to
Awesome.
not have a gap.
And no gap. She's gonna be a strong senior coach. We're focusing on that. Donald, question. When is it, first of all, I think you have to be certified to hit a certain number 3 months in a row to get the bonus, right? You have
Yes,
to
you
be
have to be
certified.
to get your consistency bonus.
And you know it's at 6,000 is the highest for the 1,000, but where does it start? What's your volume have
So
to be?
if you have 2,000, and remember, it's average. So if you had 1,500 one month, but 2,500 the next month, you've averaged 2,000 for those 2 months. And then you have 2,000 the next month, you've averaged 2,000 for those 3 months, you get $250 consistency bonus.
$250. Okay.
If
And you have to be
average
certified.
4,000, yeah, you have to be certified to get a consistency bonus.
Okay.
$4,000 for 3 months, average 4,000 for 3 months, you get $500 consistency bonus. If you average 6,000 for 3 months, you get $1,000 consistency bonus. Now, if you hit FIBC 3 months in a row, you will get an additional $1,000 consistency bonus. So,
They sure take care of us.
yeah.
I mean, you
wish
get
I was-
That's
the
after
third
your-
one because I always miss that third month where I don't get that consistency bonus. Because the FIBC and the other one are and the consistency bonus are 2 months in a row, and then that third month there's no consistency bonus to get.
Oh.
That's
Is that the volume when you're an ED or a volume even as a senior coach?
Senior coach. That is senior coach volume. That's not ED volume. An ED would be 6,000 on your own, or if you have a senior coach, it's 4,800 if you have one senior coach, 3,600 if you have two senior coaches.
yeah. So no, you don't have to be an ED to get the consistency bonus. To get
Okay.
Now,
Right.
So, but $2,000.
Because there's EDs that don't get a $1,000 consistency bonus because they're EDs, they're blended EDs. The
They're
other
not.
$1,000 consistency bonus is if you carry 6,000 in frontline volume for 3 months.
3 months in a row.
And you
Okay.
have to be in FIBC. Part of FIBC requirements is yes, you have to carry 6,000 in frontline volume anyways. Yeah.
So if I had a bigger month this month, and like I've been more consistent with the 1,200, if you had a bigger month this month and it was an average of 2,000, it has to be 3 months in a row though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to. So you'd have to have 6,000 over a 3 month period.
Okay, gotcha.
That's $250.
Okay,
So 4,000 over a 3 month period, $500. 6,000 over a 3 month period.
I got it.
And be
Okay.
certified.
And be certified, which I'm not, but that's
Yes,
just
that's next.
Now that you're a senior coach, you
Base
should get
test, you gotta
certified. Because the other thing with getting certified is you also, even as a senior coach, you get an extra 3%. So instead of 20%, you get 23%.
They say you're leaving money on the table if
Yep.
you're not certified.
Yeah,
3%.
because the certification cost is you make up. I mean, I get more than the certification costs every month.
Is that 200? Is that what it was, or how much?
Yeah, $199, I think, or $200, yeah, to get certified.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Then it's 3% on everything, on all orders, and then you can get the consistency bonus. And
Okay.
don't you also have to be certified to be a referral online?
I think you have to be a certain rank to be.
Oh.
You might be certified too, but you have to be a certain rank.
Okay.
So that's actually really good. I did not know that you had to be certified to get the consistency bonuses. So I have a coach. He's almost ED and he's still not certified because we keep waiting for them to change the test. He's
Right,
like,
it's not going to matter. Even if they change the test, if somebody just recently take it, they're not going to make them go back and take it. They were trying to figure out where they were going to get honor 6 months or even a year back.
Okay.
So I wouldn't
Yep.
worry about that. They're just leaving tons of money on the table. 3%
I know. I told him that.
on all of that
Well, it wasn't
volume,
tons, but
it's more than you think. An extra
it's worth it.
3% up.
And we all thought we'd have to retake it and repay, and I guess they're changing that.
I don't know. They haven't decided yet. Until it comes out, I'm not worried about
So at this point, it's like, just do it. Just
Do
get
it.
it done.
Do
Get it
it.
done.
Do it.
You should become certified as soon as you hit senior coach.
Mm.
Yeah, it's that we talked about that on the senior coach celebration. Okay, senior coach, now it's time to get certified. But you're just at 3%.
Yeah, he lied. It was about $150 that he didn't have because he wasn't certified. So it does. You'd be surprised. Justin had one coach. He kept going, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. By the time he did it, it was $8,000.
Whoa.
It adds up, guys. You don't realize it.
What was 8,000?
His
The money he dropped, the money he left on the
The
table.
extra
8 grand.
3%
certified.
Jeez.
Yeah, you don't
in
realize
the course
it.
of his life. Wow.
Money on
It's worth it. It's easy, Carolyn. It takes
Open
an
book.
hour.
Open
It's-
book. You
Okay.
you can read up. Have Dr. A's book sitting right there. You can Google stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
open book, take your time. 6 modules, then you take the test. You read through 6, take the test. You could retake it, and you just have to hit what number? What score?
70%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They make it really easy. They don't want to, they want you certified.
Okay.
So if you don't pass, say the first time, and do you have to pay again to take it over?
No, you can just take it again. Joy knows that. Man. Not to call her out or anything, but
Full
No, I am
disclosure.
your child, seriously. If anyone feels like there's no way I can make this business work, just refer to me. I literally am the poster child for doing everything wrong, being a terrible client. You know, I could go on and on. Okay, I took it twice. I passed it the second time. Thank you, Donald.
Oh my God, I love it. Joy,
Joy.
it's such hope. I mean, you make everything okay.
Seriously.
I'm so glad your name's Joy, Joy.
right?
I mean,
I keep stuff out. Like I'll sprinkle next time I do a training, I'll sprinkle in something else. There's always, I mean, it's literally, guys, if I can build this, anyone can. And like Jeanette said, it's grit. That's all that it is.
Okay. Also, just wanted to throw out there, in case you guys weren't on the call last night, Dr. A's call, if you don't know it, they basically just threw out all the stuff to qualify and said, if you just qualify in December, whatever you were supposed to do this whole time, if you just do it in December, you qualify for the trip. That's it. So, you know, if you were supposed to hit FIBC 2 months in a row and all this, if you just hit it in December and have that frontline volume requirement, you're in. That's, you needed to hit ED and have that frontline volume, that's it. You're in. You just have to hit
you
it.
need a senior coach.
Yeah, you need a senior coach and 30,000.
Well, yeah, you do need 30,000 in frontline volume, but you can get 10,000.
Remember Dash.
You can get 10,000 of it from the dash. So you really only needed 20,000 in frontline volume. If you had 20,000 in frontline volume and brought on 10 clients, or you brought on 5 clients and had a coach bring on 5 clients, then you get an extra 10,000 in frontline volume, and you would, you create, 30 right there. I mean, a third of it was just through the incentive.
The key is, the key is, sorry, let me just throw, because I want to point out something. The
Yeah.
key is, you're going to want to go, you know what, it's December. Don't let up, because at the end of the month, guys, you want them to order in December so they can get on program before January. You can totally qualify for this trip. And please reach out to us. We will partner with you. I'm working my butt off in December, guys. So we are here, and it can totally happen. Totally happen.
And you can call from anywhere. You can copy paste anywhere you're at. You don't have to sit at home and do it. You could be in the car and your husband's driving you somewhere. You could be at a party have a party that day. You wake up early to do it, or you stay up late to do it. You just find the time to do it. What's so funny, Donald?
Nothing. I love our team.
You love our team?
I do.
Yes.
And you guys are rocking it. And, I wish we could all be in Baja Mar together. I do. But eventually, we all are, right? Because like Doug Wood and Dan Valentine and their teams, they're all there together. They all go, and then they take vacations together all the time.
You guys, I was muted when I just yelled at my kid, right? Was I muted?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear.
You
Dang it.
you need to send
What'd you
that. You
say?
need to save that photo and then send that to everybody when they hit a new rank. That little photo of Joy. It should go out every time somebody
That's
hits
my dirty hair.
that photo of Joy goes out to them. So,
Oh my God, I love it. She
Okay.
made me laugh so hard because I was so delirious. I literally brain cells did not work anymore. I was like working it that hard. But again, don't kill yourself. Like, you have to kill yourself if you want to get on it and you haven't done it yet. You're not close in December, but like for next year's, pace it out. That's why they say it, do it every day. So you're not like one day going, oh my God. Duh.
Well, you know what? And I'm going to bring up, and then I have to go feed my poor kids. But let's say it doesn't happen for December. Justin has an incredible event in Big Bear, guys, and it's to FIBC qualification. So all this momentum happening December, you can I think we have till end of January for Big Bear, right, Donald? Is it end of January?
No, I think it's December.
Is it?
Mhm.
But anybody that's running and close,
Yeah.
more than likely you'll get a special invite to
You
that.
get a special invite, Deb. You're gonna
It's
hit
pretty awesome. It's awesome, guys.
Oh, we're talking later.
Yeah.
It's
Deb,
Um,
you're
and-
gonna
and
Feeling
the other thing,
not
too, I wanna
great.
bring up, you know, we all talk a lot about Facebook. Just wanted to throw this out there because I had kind of a cool day today, where, you know, we're always reaching out and we're doing these messages. Well, a friend of mine responded to one of my messages and said, let's talk. She said, I go to lunch. I have lunch at 11. Can you call me then? I said, well, where are you? She was like 15 minutes away. I go, well, I'll just come down and take you out to lunch.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So I went down, took her out to lunch. But when I got there, I walked into her office. She works with somebody that knows me. And first thing he said, oh my God, you look amazing. What happened to you? I showed her Mark's before and after, showed him a bunch of people's before and after, and told him about this program I'm doing. I got 2 health assessments from the girls in her office
excellent.
tonight. So it's just, you know, just going out there, helping her, getting her on program, 2 people in the office. So, you know, putting yourself out there too and meeting people and actually talking to people
Talking, talent sharing. Yeah, it's not just Facebook.
has a lot of impact.
Not just Facebook.
Impact.
Monique crushes it with all her sorority sisters and friends and family.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. All right, guys.
What happens when your friends and family want nothing to do with it?
Keep going.
It's like running out of friends. I'm
Call
trying to
them.
make new
Joy
ones.
did with
I
Justin?
know.
You mean like Joy did with Justin for 4 years? Okay. Just keep,
I've been getting shot down a lot this week. I'm going for the nose. Let me just tell you.
yeah. So Jamil's mother,
It's okay. Debbie,
Jamil Frazier's mother.
I'm right there with you.
Look at that. Look at Jamil's. Do you guys know Jamil's mother, Ruby? Jamil's mother,
just signed up recently.
7 years. He was a coach.
Here's
Before
here's
she
what I
started
want
to
you
do
guys
something.
all to do every month. Seriously, we're going to do the hundreds list, a new one every month, like they say to do, but for real this year. Literally, there you go. There's Joy. Okay, awesome. So 1,200 a month.
Right here.
Let's do the math on that.
List after list.
So a
900
new hundreds list every month, a new hundreds.
new people.
Okay.
New.
Every
I gotta
month.
go, people. Thank
Go.
you.
Bye,
You're
Wendy.
fabulous. I gotta go.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Wendy.
So 900 divided by 12 months is you're going to have 75 no's. So let's get the,
Well
You're a
on
lot
my
more than
way.
that.
let's,
75 no's. Oh, 75 no's a month.
yeah.
Well on my way.
If you're, that's it. So you should be happy to have 75 no's. I want you guys to work
Happy.
towards 75 no's.
You guys should send your mentor coaches the list of your 75 no's you had this month.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Along with your map, send us
Yep.
the 75 no's you had for the
Your
month of
map.
December.
All your hundreds, you could scan or take pictures of your hundreds list and recite it. No, no, no. There better be 75 or 80. And
I
be
went,
happy, be happy
I
about
went through about 18 no's before I finally just signed a friend from high school the other day.
Boom. And I know it gets to you. I get it because I've been there lots. But then you see this. It changes everything.
I love that you have that printed out for you.
I printed it out. I'm gonna put it on my board.
Here it is from Dan Valentine.
That important.
What if you were just 50 no's away from the life you really want? He's saying 50. But the point is, he said he built his business because he got the most no's.
That's it.
That's
You
it.
want the no's because that means you're getting the yeses. You want a lot of
Do
no's.
you know how many people Dan Valentine talked to in the 15 months it took him to go to interview?
4,000.
4,000. That's right.
How many of those no's are referrals sometimes too, though, right?
Yeah.
Usually they're yeses. Usually
Just
referrals.
collect the no's. Go out. and collect the no's.
4,000.
All right, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording.